Welcome back. You're still with us on Business 360. As the diplomatic rift between India and Canada widens, Canadian Defence Minister Bill Blair has described the country's relations with India as significant and crucial, reiterating that the Canadian government will continue to pursue partnerships, including the Indo-Pacific strategy. However, in a conversation with a local television channel, Blair also said that Canada has a responsibility to make sure that they conduct a thorough investigation. Meanwhile, sources have told CNBC-TV18 that the Indian government may cancel registration of overseas citizenship of cardholders that are involved in pro-Khalistan activities. Parikshit Luthra joins us now with the latest. Parikshit, what are you picking up?
While there is silence from the Ministry of External Affairs, there are certain efforts and certain steps that are being taken by the Ministry of Home Affairs and the National Investigation Agency. For one, the Indian government is considering cancellation of registration of OCI cardholders who were in some way involved in any kind of pro-Khalistani activities or protest abroad. So that is one step that the Ministry of Home Affairs could take. Also, the NIA, according to reports, is moving to seize properties of fugitive Khalistani terrorists who are wanted in India and whom we are seeking extradition for from governments abroad. At the same time, there have been developments on the Five Eyes partners. The US ambassador to Canada has said in an interview to a Canadian broadcasting network that it was shared intelligence from the Five Eyes partners which helped Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, make that allegation against India. At the same time, there have been reports in the New York Times which say that US officials did provide some context which helped the Canadian government make allegations against Indian agents, but the real smoking gun in terms of communication intercepts came from the Canadian government's intelligence itself. Having said that, the Indian government, the Ministry of External Affairs, has not commented on these reports of evidence being shared by the Five Eyes partners as yet. We believe that Subramaniam Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, who is in the United States right now for the UN General Assembly in New York, may meet officials from G7 on the sidelines of these meetings, brief them about India's stand. There is a meeting that's going to happen with Antony Blinken. That's a one-on-one meeting in Washington, D.C., where this issue could also come up. While India has stopped issuing visas for Canadian nationals, Canada is still issuing visas for Indian nationals. So let's see what kind of steps will be taken. But there are also back-channel talks which are on between both sides. Back to you.
Right, so that's the latest on Indo-Canadian ties. Thank you so much for those details, Parikshit. Now moving on.